knowing how tough Trevor is, he's gonna miss this week. He'll probably miss the next week, but he'll be back by the third week. Or he'll be at least back by the final two games where you absolutely need him. Because these next three games, they can actually kind of, play the background a little bit because once again, they play in a division that is wide open. And let's keep it real. I just looked at it. And I said, damn, it seems like everybody has a chance at the South now for some odd reason. It seems like they all can get good here at the end. Because you know what? Let's never write off Variable and his crew. You know what I mean? Because Levis and them are getting real comfortable. But let me stick to the task at hand. It's about this game right now. The Jaguars coming in 8-4, the Browns 7-5. And Jeff, out of the three quarterbacks that the Browns have put out there, not named Deshaun Watson, which one you thought fit that offense the best? I'm going to just ask you that question real quick before I keep going on and on.
Well, I know your answer, and the fact of the matter is he's shown flashes. I will honestly tell you, until the brain fart late in the third quarter, Flacco actually looked pretty good. He was very comfortable, very confident in making his throws. He's still got a zip on the ball. He doesn't have any mobility. I know you're a big DTR fan. I actually picked him up and played him 2 weeks ago till he got hurt in Denver. You know, it's a tough call. It really is. You know, PJ Walker is almost, if you move PJ Walker out there, it's almost like, kid, don't make any mistakes. We hope the defense wins the game for us. I DTR with his legs, you hope he runs for 40 to 60 yards and doesn't turn the ball over. Flacco looked comfortable. Now, what happened to Trevor Lawrence has now shifted these numbers here, Pops, where initially it was Jacksonville -3 with a 33.5. It is now the Browns -3 with a 31.5. So my assumption is it will be Flacco. My assumption it will be CJ Beathard. High ankle sprain, 2 to 3 weeks, as you said. They were ready last night. The Jags started the game 8-3, soon to be 9-3, and the number one seed. Now we're talking, when's Trevor coming back, and are we going to make the playoffs? So tough spot. I think it's Flacco. I mean, I took the money line here, being cute. The Browns plus 135 on the money line with Flacco or DTR, whoever starts with versus a Jacksonville on a short week with CJ Beathard. The defense for Jacksonville didn't show up. I expect a stronger Jacksonville defense, but Browns must-win spot. I like the Browns here, Pops.
Well, I'm going to surprise you, Jeff. DTR, I love it. You're a great player. You're going to be an awesome guy here in the future of the NFL. He's going to be the starter for the Browns in the future. We'll give him that. This is going to be this situation that I keep calling for where you develop the backup. You let the backup develop. You give him a nice contract, too, to keep him tied over. You know what I mean? You just develop him. You make sure that he knows everything and that he's attached to whoever the starters hit. But right now, for the Browns to actually make the playoffs and actually have a true chance at winning a game in the playoffs, you got to go get Lord Pretty Flacco, baby, because that was looking so good. That looked like a professional quarterback. When you got PJ out there, PJ's he's like Purdy, just don't F it up. We'll do good. We all right. DTR is he's a rookie. You know he's a rookie. And the best thing he does is run. That's what makes him valuable. But for you to actually run the offense and be the deceptive team you want to be, you got to go get Flacco. This is how I think the Browns need to run it here for the final weeks. DTR, you don't need to start DTR, but you have 10 plays set up for DTR in the game. We're just going to go dual quarterbacks here. And then when it comes to actually managing the game, trying to run the clock down and actually playing a great game, you leave Flacco in there for certain situations. But I feel like Flacco does need to be the starter at this time, and DTR needs to be somewhat of a specialty quarterback. in a sense. And then when you really look at it, the backup, if something happens to Flacco, would need to be PJ Walker, in my opinion. You know what I mean? I love DTR, but I think the concussion and the way he played in Denver kind of showed us that he's somewhat ready, but he might need some more schooling on the sideline as well, too. So I truly do think that the Browns, last night I had them +3. Now, I think that we can both agree that this probably might be, I don't like to say this, Jeff, but this might be one of the locks of the week. But Calvin Ridley's still going to be a part of this game. Travis Etienne's still going to be a part of this game. And once again, their quarterback's in a situation where you don't F it up and we can possibly win this game. But they don't have the type of defense that the Browns have. But this week, the Browns don't have the type of playmakers and quarterback that can really do anything to the Jags. But the Jags, to me, last night, I'm not going to call them fraudulent, but the Jags, to me, last night looked like a team that really is not on that elite level yet. You know what I mean? If they were on that elite level, they lose to Trevor Lawrence, they could win the game. I'm talking about the overall team, not the quarterback. Just they don't have it. You know what I mean? You see San Francisco, you just implant somebody into the system. Philly, you implant somebody into the system. Kansas City, you implant somebody into the system, you good. And you don't have that with the Jaguars. Same thing goes for the Bills. You know what I mean? If your quarterback goes down, this could kill the season. That's what I mean. You know what I mean? And this is why I said that it seemed like it was a very telling game last night. Bengals got a roster. Jaguars got playmakers. Difference. You know what I mean? Because the Bengals been there, done that. Jaguars are trying to get to where the Bengals are at now. So that's where I'm looking at in this situation. That's why I feel like the Browns could do the same exact thing that they've done to everybody but the Ravens in Cleveland, and that's absolutely crush. You know what I mean? Yeah, the San Francisco game, you kind of, come on. We know that they was a make field goal away from losing that game. That's a throwaway. But the other games that they've had in Cleveland, lights out from the start of the game to the end of the game. And their disparity in points in these games are absolutely incredible. This is where their defense does their work at. But they're going to need Myles Garrett to either be healthy this week or just sit out, okay? Because that was a big issue last week. The Browns didn't get home to the quarterback. That's why they lost the game. It's that simple. They didn't get home last week. And they gave 400 yards. They were a basic defense last week. When they don't get home to the quarterback and when they don't force turnovers, they're pretty ordinary. And this week will be a little different because they got a quarterback that's not as skilled as Trevor Lawrence. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it shakes out. But I got the Browns with the +3. All right. So let's get to our final game before our next break. And this is going to be a game I know Jeff is loving right now. So I'm going to let him kick this one off. Rams feeling good about themselves.